Everyone, welcome you all to today's topic of class 10th, the poem Amanda. You can see here Amanda and the image of a girl. So from this we can come to know that it's a story of a little girl which is written by Robin Klein. Now let us see what is about Robin. So Robin Klein is an Australian author of books for children. She writes children's and young adult fiction. Some of her famous books are Hating Alison, Ashley, People Might Hear You, etc. Now let us move to the stanza. My dear student, before beginning of this poem, I would like all of you to see your book and let us see stanza wise the meaning of the stanzas and the literary devices present over there and the meanings of it. So here in total, as we know, there are 7 stanzas. So today we will be dealing with all. So the first stanza, I won't read it out. You need to just see the stanza, read it out thoroughly, and I'll go to the next slide. Now I hope you have seen the first stanza, the first 2 stanza. Now this is the meaning. Here in the first stanza, hunch means bent, slouching means sitting in a lazy way, languid means relaxed, emerald, here or green color, inhabitant, resident, drifting, carried slowly by the water, and blissfully means happily. Now you read the first stanza and you will easily understand the meaning and the lines. Now I'll tell you the detailed introduction of this first 2 stanza. What does it mean? So here the poet is describing Amanda, a little girl who is always pointed out by her mother for her mistakes and how she imagines her life to be. The poet says that the mother is pointing out Amanda for biting nails, which is a bad habit. Next, she asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. Amanda, who has habit of bending her shoulders and sitting lazily, is being pointed out because her mother wants her to sit in right posture. At this point of time, when she is being scolded by her mother, she imagines herself to be in a deep green sea. And she says that she wants to be the only resident of this beautiful green sea. And she imagines herself like a mermaid. So I hope you know the meaning of mermaid. I'll show you the image, who is alone there and leads her life in a very relaxing way. She says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water and feel the relaxing environment there. So I hope after knowing the glossary and after reading out the stanza, the first 2 stanza, I hope the first 2 stanza is clear after giving this introduction. So it's all about a little girl and what she is imagining and how her mother pokes her in each and every work. Now let us move to the next third and the literary device. Literary device, as I told you, there are some figurative language in order to compose a poem. So here we will see in this first 2 stanza what are the literary devices used. So the first one is anaphora. Anaphora means repeated use of a word at start of the 2 or more lines, like don't bite, don't hunch. So here don't, it's repeated. So this word is repeated. So this is called anaphora. And assonance means use of vowel sound O. So don't hunch your shoulders. Now the rhyme pattern of this first 2 stanza is AA, BA and CCC. Now like Amanda, straight Amanda, see me blissfully. So these are all the last word of this first 2 stanza. According to that, they have given the rhyming pattern, that is AABB, BA and CCC. Now what is metaphor? Metaphor, as you know, my dear student, it's a use of word, like here it is used like emerald sea for green color. Means there is a direct comparison between emerald sea, it is compared to the green color of she being similar to the color of emerald. Now metaphor means it's a literary devices where we used to make direct comparison. Now repetition. Repetition means use of the word which is repeatedly used, like Amanda. Now, imagery is drifting blissfully. Now, alteration. Alteration means that stop, that slouching and sit up. Straight S sound is being repeated at the start of the closely placed word. Stop, slouching, sit. S, S, S and straight. So this S sound is repeatedly used. So this is called alteration. Now illusion means mermaid. Means she is trying to think. The little girl, she wants to be like a mermaid. So this is called illusion. Mermaid is a well-known imaginary creature. Now you can see the next paragraph. Now the same goes for you. You need to read this paragraph and I'll tell you the meanings. Now the glossary, as you all know, orphan means a child whose parents are dead. And hushed means shh, we used to say. That means quiet and still place. Now in this stanza, the poet says that Amanda's mother is inquiring her about whether she has done her homework or not. And then she asks her whether she has cleaned her room or not. Moreover, she is also reminded to clean her shoes. So as same thing goes in our life as well, our mother used to tell us, remind us of all the works which is left out. So similarly here Amanda's mother is trying to tell her daughter. So here we can see that mother is constantly asking her questions regarding her homework being done or not, or whether she had cleaned up her room and shoes or not. And but on the other hand, while Amanda is listening to her mother's instructions, she imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming in the streets. And this means that she imagines if she would have been without parents, she would have walked freely in the streets and she would have drawn designs on the shaft. So see this unique child. Even though she is having mother, she is so imaginative. She is always thinking about the illusion and she's thinking that if my mother would not be there, then I would be an orphan child and I would be roaming here and there without any instruction. So dust with her uncovered feet very quietly, so we can see that she thinks opposite to her mother. Her mother wants her to keep everything neat and clean, but Amanda wants to play in dust with her bare feet. Moreover, she is fed up of these constant instructions from her mother that she says silence is golden, which means that silence is very crucial and precious. She further says that freedom is sweet. This means she never feels free when she is with her mother. Now the literary device as anaphora, again the repeated word like finish, did, you, tidy. Now rhyme pattern again is A-A-D-A. E-E-E. That means Amanda, Amanda, shoes, Amanda, street, feet and sweet. So all the rhyming pattern is different to each other. So I hope you know how to give the rhyming pattern of a poem. And assonance means again the vowel sound of O. Thought, told, you, your and shoes. Now repetition of the word, again Amanda is there. Metaphor, again it's used like silence is golden. Silence is said to be glorious like golden color. So again I will tell you once again, like metaphor means direct comparison to a particular things to the other thing. Now freedom is sweet means freedom is said to be sweet in taste. Now the next stanza. Again you need to read it out. And you can see at the bottom there is meaning or the glossary like acne. Acne means pimples. And Rapunzel, you know the fairy tale girl, a girl in the fairy tale by Brothers Grimm. And tranquil means calm and quiet. And rare means uncommon. Now let us see the deep hidden meaning of this stanza. Amanda's mother is disallowing her to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates. At last she scolds her for not paying attention to what her mother says. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be a Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a character from fairy tale that was captured in the tower by a witch. And the witch used to climb the tower with the help of her long hair of Rapunzel that were let down by her through the window. So now Amanda wants to be Rapunzel because she feels that life in the tower will be peaceful and unusual. She thinks she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in the tower. So she also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. So how funny is this girl, you think? Full of illusion, full of imagination. Now the literary device is illusion, again use of famous fairy tale character, that is Rapunzel. Again the rhyming pattern is A-A-F-A-G-G-G. Amanda, Amanda, you Amanda, care, rare and hair. And the assonance, again the vowel sound, like will you please look at me when I am speaking to you. And consonants use of sound are I am Rapunzel, I have not a care, bright hair. And the repetition, again the same word Amanda. Now this is the last stanza, my dear student. You can see at the end there are glossary items, that is sulking means in a bad mood, moody means unstable, and nagged means harass. Now the last stanza tells us that Amanda's mother now warns her for behaving in a very odd manner. She asks her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. So here we can say that though Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small thing, but she can't react to this. And if she reacts, what will happen? Towards this, by getting emotional, her mother takes this against her sense of pride and scolds her that she should not behave like this, as others would think that Amanda's mother is very dominating towards her child. Now the device is alteration. You can see alteration means stop that suckling. Again the S sound is repeated. Now repetition of the word, again the same thing, Amanda, and the rhyming pattern is A-A-H-A. So I hope the entire poem is easily understood by you. I hope you will turn the pages, read all the stanza, and again go to this video and try to understand it. So if you have any queries, do comment on my chat box. Thank you all.